Char Margolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and Char Vision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on Char Vision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is Char Vision.
And we're live.
Hi, everybody. It's Sunny and Char. How is everybody doing? It's been such a crazy time for all of us. And I know so many people are reacquainting themselves with their families, and because everybody's stuck at home. But you know what? This shall pass too. And today I have one of my dear friends who is one of the foremost practitioners of holistic medicine in the world. And his name is David Brownstein. Hi, David.
Hi, Char. Hi, Sunny.
Hi, Uncle David. Thank you so much for being here today, David. It's just so crazy. But you know, your books are best-selling books, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, and they're amazing books. And if people want to read them, they can go to drdavidbrownstein.com, is it?
It's drbrownstein.com.
drbrownstein.com. So, you know, you're a licensed medical doctor, but what made you decide to transition into holistic medicine?
Well, Char, I started off as I wanted to be a doctor since I was little, and I geared my schooling at the University of Michigan to get into medical school, and I had no interest in holistic medicine at all. I grew up in a conventional household. We went to the doctor when we were sick, and we took whatever the doctor gave us. We never questioned anything. Mm-hmm. And so I went to medical school with the idea of modeling myself after my family doctor. And so I graduated from medical school, did a family practice residency, and I was practicing conventional medicine as I was taught in medical school. And after about 6 months, just for an unknown reason at that time, I started having some sleep issues. And after about a week of that, I remember anxiety levels perked up, and you know, I remember I was getting ready to go to work, and I told my wife Allison, you know, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. Now, she knows me since I was 18 years old, and that's all I wanted to do was be a doctor. And you know, we had $100,000 in student loans at the time, and she was like, "What's wrong?" And I said, I don't like it. I'm not really helping people. I'm just giving them drugs to treat the side effects from drugs that aren't treating the underlying cause of the illness, and then I'm having to give them more drugs to treat the side effects from those drugs. And most importantly, patients weren't getting better. So she said, "Well, what are you going to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And she said, "Why don't you do another residency?" And I'm like, "It's all the same." And I was lost at that time. And you know, around that time, I was looking to buy into a practice, and I had a lawyer, and we're negotiating a contract and all that. Mm-hmm. And the short version of the story is I was given a book, Healing with Nutrition, and it was written by an allopathic physician, Jonathan Wright. And I took that book home and I read it, you know, through the night, and I thought it was a very interesting book. And I really focused on the section on cardiovascular disease because my father was suffering from 25-year history of cardiovascular disease. Mm-hmm. He had his first heart attack at 40, his second heart attack at 42. Over the intervening 25 years, he had 2 bypass surgeries, numerous angioplasties, and he was on 12 different medications for blood pressure and diabetes and cardiovascular disease. And he looked awful. He looked like he was going to die at any moment, and he was having continual angina for 20 years. So I was just waiting for the phone call that he had died, you know, at that time in my life. God. And so I read that book that night, and I called my dad in the office the next day and said, "I want to draw 2 blood tests on you." And I drew his thyroid hormone levels, and I drew his testosterone level. And his testosterone level came out as below detectable limits, so near 0. Nobody had bothered to check that. And his thyroid hormone levels were in the reference range, but in the lower part of the reference range. Mm-hmm. So I put him on 2 things, natural thyroid hormone and natural testosterone. and his 20-year history of angina went away within 7 days. It never returned.
Oh,
His pale and pasty color turned pink. He looks better, and he was able to do things again without having chest pain. And 30 days later, I check his blood work, and his cholesterol in the 300s on his lousy dietary habits went below 200 without changing any of those habits. Mm-hmm. And so when I saw the changes in my dad, I decided that's what I wanted to do in medicine. And I began, a holistic career. And I, didn't join that conventional office and, started doing it. And then here I am 25 plus years later and very happy in my choice.
That's an incredible story that I don't think I knew. And so you saved your daddy.
He was my first patient. And so it's funny, I remember when I was leaving, so here I am negotiating a buy-in to this practice. Uh-huh. And, I tell my dad, I'm not going to join the practice. And my dad said, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to go do holistic medicine. And he says, well, that's a successful practice. How are you going to do that? You got a baby coming. And I said, well, I saw the changes in you and I want to do this. He goes, I don't think you should do this. I think take the paycheck to join that. And we actually had a big fight over that. And it was one of our bigger fights. And I was doing it because I saw the changes in him. And you've really been ahead of your times, because so many people now are into supplements and bioidentical hormones and everything else. But I have to say, and I want everybody, all my Char visionaries, to know that I was sick one day, and David, I was dehydrated, and David came over to my house, and he brought the IV, and we were in my dining room, and he hooked the drip onto the chandelier, and I sat there at my dining room table, and I mean, you truly are dedicated, and you really saved me, because I really was not well that day. I remember that.
Oh my God, I'm so grateful to you, and so there's just so much to talk about with you, and I don't want to. I'm so ADHD. I don't want to screw it up. So COVID-19 is like running rampant in Michigan and New Orleans. Why do you think that?
Well, I think that.
And you're in Michigan, by the way.
Yep, I'm outside of Detroit. And I think that what's happening now is, it's happening because our government didn't do its job and protect us, like governments in Korea, South Korea, and Taiwan, and other countries that jumped on this really quickly when it happened. So we're in this mess because of that. We didn't do the proper precautions when we knew this extremely dangerous and contagious virus was occurring in China, and we should have quarantined and screened very quickly. So we let that cat out of the bag, and now we're faced with what we're faced.
But how long ago do you think it really started?
Well, it started, I assume it started last year in China, earlier than December when they first reported it. Mm-hmm. But we knew it was going to come here, and with proper quarantining and procedures that were done in other countries, we wouldn't be in the mess. We'd be open for business right now. But anyways, that's in the past. Detroit area is suffering a big outbreak right now, as well as New Orleans. And I think it's a perfect example of the health of our country. We're the heaviest people on the face of the earth. Mm-hmm. And obesity is one risk factor for COVID-19, serious cases of COVID-19. We have more.
Oh, it is?
Yes, absolutely it is.
What can we do now?
Well, what can we do now? So, I have 4 practitioners and 2 other doctors as partners.
Right.
And I was talking with my partner, Dr. Ng, this morning. Well, this afternoon as we were playing tennis. And we were discussing our stories of patients who are sick right now with COVID-19-like symptoms. Uh-huh. And I've questioned all my practitioners. Now, there's 5 of us seeing patients in a full-time practice. We see a lot of patients, and we're busy. Mm-hmm. None of us have a patient. None of us can recall a patient with pneumonia this flu season. None of us can recall a patient being admitted to the hospital. And none of us recall a patient dying ever. And our patients just don't get pneumonia, and they're not admitted to the hospital. They're not dying. And we have patients with COVID-19.
You do.
So the therapies we're doing is working. And what we're finding is, nutritional support, and particularly some nutrients, particularly vitamins A, C, D, and iodine are really helpful. And as well as eating a good diet and exercising and drinking water and all that stuff. But our patients are weathering this storm pretty well. And I think it's a testament to our practice. And so I told Rick at tennis today, you know, Rick, I said, we've been practicing together for over 25 years. I said, I think the first 24 years and change were practice for what's happening now. This is our time. And I said, we've been honing our skills and trying different things and realizing what works in our patients. I'm studying biochemistry together and our biochemistry study groups. And I said, we know what works now. And, you know, it's working perfectly for this COVID-19 epidemic because we see it in our practice.
Okay, so I know that you do applied kinesiology. And for people who don't know what that is, explain what that is. But is that how you're finding that they have COVID-19? Because you don't have the test.
Well, we do have the test now.
Oh, you do have them?
We didn't have the test till the middle of March. And we do have the test now. So people are
so they are
positive. But people were sick with it before we had the test. I mean, it wasn't that hard to tell, you know, flu symptoms. And what we find, and I had a stack of charts on my desk all week this week. These were people I was worried about that they had high fever, they were short of breath and coughing and chest discomfort, you know, exactly what you're reading about. These people all had comorbid problems like asthma or heart disease or something like that.
Right.
And, you know, I put them on our protocol of, so we had the patients who were really sick this week. We were trying to screen them so they wouldn't come through the waiting room. We didn't want them to infect anyone else. So either one of the doctors or a nurse would meet them outside in the parking lot and we would give them an ozone shot. And then we would do a quick IV push of vitamin C. And then
explain what an ozone shot is.
Well, ozone's a gas, it's O3, and it's used around the world. There's no virus, bacteria, parasite, fungus that's resistant to ozone. It's used to oxygenate tissues. It's an antibacterial, antiviral, antimicrobial. It has anti-corona effects. Ozone's a great treatment for coronavirus infection. So we give them an ozone shot and a vitamin C shot in the parking lot. We have them hold their arm out the window because we don't want to trying to keep our staff healthy too.
Right.
And we put them on a cocktail of nutrients. And our cocktail of nutrients is vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, and iodine. And every one of these 5 patients that I was worried about all week are better. And I'm going to interview one of them tomorrow and put it on, my website because his wife has a severe case of asthma and very weak lungs. He had 4 temperature. She had a temperature. He was really worried about her. We met him in the parking lot, did our thing, put him on the vitamins. 2 days later, they have no symptoms. And, you know, he was yelling on the phone at me today, why aren't the hospitals doing this? People are dying because they're not taking their vitamins and, and it works. And we're perfect examples of it.
I know you told me to take buffered C and I take it, I don't know how many grams it is, whatever it is, but I take it like 2 or 3 times a day now.
Vitamin C deficiency is rampant. And when you get an illness like coronavirus, if you have marginal, or if you're low on vitamin C, but if you have marginal levels, you'll become in a scurvy-like condition. And a scurvy-like condition is going to trigger that cytokine storm and the damage to the lungs and the bleeding and the mess that's going on. And, you know, there was a study in China where they treated patients with IV vitamin C and they were moderate to severely ill with coronavirus. Every one of them recovered uneventfully with the vitamin C IV.
They did. That's crazy. But why isn't our medical system doing that? I don't get that.
Well, vitamin C is being tested in New York right now. The problem is they're using very low dose of vitamin C, 1,500 milligrams. And I don't know if that's going to work or not. That's a low dose that might not get high enough concentrations to prevent that cytokine storm. But it's better than nothing. But, I fear that if this doesn't work, they're just going to poo-poo vitamin C. But they didn't do the study like they did in China. They used 10,000 milligrams in the IVs in China. And that's a more reasonable dose for something like this.
But you've been all about helping people with immune disorders. So what other things can people do to boost their immune system?
Well, I've been blogging about Corona for the last 3 weeks, about every other day I have.
And also iodine, right?
So I have I've been writing about this because it's, this is what's happening with our country is a mirror of our health. And we are the sickest sickest of all the Western people on the face of the earth. We have a lower lifespan. We have a higher infant mortality. Every chronic disease is higher in our country than the other Western countries. We're fatter than the other Western countries. We got a mess on our hands right now. And this virus is illustrating to us, what's happened. So what can you do? Well, number one, you can eat a better diet and you can avoid sugar in your diet. When you eat refined sugar in food, it paralyzes the white blood cells for up to 6 to 8 hours where they can't function. So viral infections and bacterial infections can take hold if you're eating a lot of sugar in your diet. Number two, you can eat healthy food that's grown organically without pesticides and insecticides. If you're going to eat animal food, get it without hormones added to it. And you can drink water. Maintaining hydration is incredibly important no matter what's going on. That's the number one thing. The body's 70% water and the brain's 80% water. So I tell people, take your body weight in pounds, divide it by 2, and drink that many ounces of water a day as your minimum. And I can't tell you how many patients are dehydrated. And in every one of these coronavirus cases, you have to increase your water intake and you have to increase your salt intake to keep your electrolytes up. And there's good salt and bad salt. I have books on all this. I have books on eating and salt and iodine.
And the good salt is the Celtic sea salt.
Good salt is the unrefined salt. Celtic sea salt is one version of it. That's we sell in our office. Another thing that everybody can do is exercise. Exercise stimulates the white blood cells, stimulates the immune system, helps you keep your weight down. Exercise helps everything. So if you're in good shape and you're hydrated and your supplements you're taking your supplements and correcting nutrient deficiencies, if you get hit with something like coronavirus, your body will have a much easier time getting over it versus somebody who's got low vitamin C levels and low vitamin D levels and no iodine. This virus is just going to have a much greater chance to destroy them.
Okay. And so in your guesstimation, when do you think this pandemic's going to go away?
Char, I've been writing about it and I've caught a lot of flack for what I was saying. For the last 25 plus years that I've been seeing patients practicing medicine, I've seen the same pattern repeat itself every spring equinox. When that spring equinox hits, which is around March 20th to 23rd, flu-like illnesses just seem to subside within a couple of weeks. And it's almost like a switch goes on in the earth and something energetically happens. And so my prediction was that although we're going to see more cases grow because we're testing more,
right,
we're going to see the lethality of this illness go down, and it's going to go down within the next couple of weeks, I think. Now, Lord knows I can be wrong, and I've been wrong before, but I just can't see this thing persisting into the summer months. I think that in the blog post that I put out today, there's an article from Washington State where it started, that the town where the nursing home where they were all sick with it and inundated the hospital. The hospital says their ICU beds are open now. There's zero new cases, and they're past it. And I think that's going to spread from east to west across the country over the next 2 weeks. And I think things will start to settle down. Well,
I hope you are right.
One of the things that I keep telling people is whether I'm right or I'm wrong on this one, the death rate for this disease is under 1%. And so people need to keep in mind that whether I'm right in 2 or 3 weeks, it's a lot better, or it takes 2 months.
Right.
You have over a 99% chance if you get the virus, and not everybody gets this virus, but if you get the virus, you have over a 99% chance you're gonna recover and you're gonna be immune for life from future infections.
But do you think it's a virus that would reoccur?
Well, it's not going to reoccur if you've had it. You're going to have immunity to it. So could it reoccur? Well, it could reoccur in a population that hasn't had it, but we don't know who's had it or who hasn't had it because we've never had enough testing kits, which is another problem with our government.
So people could have like a subtle version of it and just think it's a headache and a cold and not really know that they had it.
30% of people, Char, who test positive for it have no symptoms.
Oh.
So about 50 to 60% have the symptoms you're describing, very mild condition, and about 10% have varying degrees of a little more severe symptoms.
Right.
But people need to keep in mind less than 1% die from this illness. I mean, I'm not trying to minimize it. We have, New York is a disaster, Detroit's a disaster right now. Hospitals are full and ICU beds are full of ventilated patients with COVID. But, it is a small minority of people who this is affecting. And It's just this fear is making this whole thing worse for everybody. And, the fear kills as well as COVID.
Right.
So I think people, if they can put it in perspective that this thing is less than 1%, less than 1% lethal, that, those are pretty good odds, even if you get sick, that you can get over it. But you want to increase your odds by not smoking, eating good, keeping refined sugar out of your diet, drinking water, taking your vitamins, correcting nutrient deficiencies, and exercising. Those are some basic steps we can all employ.
Well, I'm so grateful to you for being on and for helping us and teaching us. And I love your blog, and I want people to be able to read it. How do they get to that?
So it's on my website, drbrownstein.com, www.drbrownstein.com.
And also your books are amazing. And I know I even learned something from one of your books once when I was reading for someone. I said, I think you've got so-and-so. And it's because of your books that I was able to see it in this person, which was crazy. So thank you so much for being here, and stay well, and you look great, and take good care of you, and send my love to your family for me.
Thanks, Char. Love you.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody. So we're going to take a short break, and then I'm going to come back and take your callers.
Hey everybody, it's Sunny and Char, and I am so excited. I am over the moon to share with you that I have a new book coming out called The Universe is Calling You. And there's an amazing foreword by RuPaul. There's an endorsement by Chris Colfer. It's about understanding your intuition. It's about protecting yourself from negative energies. It's about understanding your essence and your true purpose and your soul's purpose on this earth. You can get it at barnesandnoble.com. You can get it at amazon.com. I would love for you to order the book and let me know what you think of it. Write a review for us if you feel like it. Thanks so much. Hey everybody, it's Sunny and Char, and I just wanted to answer a couple questions. People have been calling the office and texting and emailing. Do I do private sessions? Well, yes, I do. And I love reading for my clients. I do phone, Skype, FaceTime, and in person if we're in the same city. I also teach intuition. So if you have an interest in doing that, or if you're interested in getting your family together and you want a group reading, I do those as well. So just call 248-909-2427, ask for Nicole, and I look forward to reading for you. Thanks.
And we're back.
Okay. Hi. Okay, everybody. We're back. So I know my lighting kind of broke up in my condo here, but let's take a caller. Who do we have?
I have a 773 area code, which is Chicago, Illinois.
Okay. Hi. And I look forward.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Did you have a question for me, or did you want me to read for you?
I guess a reading.
Okay. Okay, so just I need you to be open-minded about everybody, living and deceased, okay?
Okay.
And don't say the name unless I say it first. And is there a J or M person connected with you?
Yes, both.
Is the J a male?
No, female.
Is it J with an N in her name or an L in it?
N.
Is it like Joan or Jean or Janice?
Close.
Janet?
Mm-hmm.
Jeanette? I don't know. What is that family to
Janet.
you?
Yes.
Is she deceased?
Yes.
Is it your mom or your sister? Your
yes,
mom?
my mom.
Your mom? Yeah, because I feel like your mom's spirit's with you. And
oh, good.
And were you also, besides the COVID-19 thing, were you feeling under the weather?
No.
Okay. because because she's saying if there's any health issue, you'll be okay.
Oh, okay, that does make sense. Should I tell you how it makes sense?
Yeah, why does it make sense?
Because I've had asthma my whole life, and my son has asthma.
Okay, so maybe if you listen to Dr. Brownstein, taking a lot of vitamin C would be really helpful for you. And then the the M person is the M a male or female?
No,
female
that's
M?
a female.
Female M with an R in her name?
Yes.
Is it like a Mary or Margaret or?
Margaret.
Margaret, is that your grandma? Who is that?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I feel your grandma with you as well, with your mom. And they're talking about B, like a Bob or Bill or
I have an uncle Bobby, and I have someone else whose name is Bill.
Who are deceased?
Yes.
Yeah,
no, the Bobby one is living, but the Bill is deceased.
I feel Bill around you. And who did you say you have a son? Did you say that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and is he doing shopping for you? Is he helping you?
No, he's younger.
Oh, he's younger. Okay, so so are you the one that's going out and shopping? Who's helping you?
I have been the one going out shopping, but I'm trying to limit it now.
Yeah, okay. Well, just be positive about it. And you know what? This shall pass too.
The thing that's worrying now is I'm starting to hear of, friends on Facebook who have lost people to the virus. So that's kind of getting me down,
Right. Well, it's devastating. It's devastating. And it's like we don't really know who's next. It's like it's overwhelming. So, and it's scary. It's scary. But, the most important thing to do is to pray and put a white light of protection around you and not give in to the negative energy.
Yes. Sure.
Stay optimistic.
I do the white light every night.
You what every night?
I picture us with the white light every night.
Okay, good. You and your son.
Yeah, I do it for all my family members.
Okay, so that's really, really important. And I also, is there someone else that's in A or M besides your grandma?
I have another M, yes.
Are they living?
Deceased also.
Is that an MAR as well?
Yes, it's the same one, same name, Margaret.
Another Margaret? Is that your aunt? Who is that?
It's my godmother.
Oh, your godmother. Okay, yeah. I think she just came in here to tell me don't forget about me. Because if she's your godmother, then obviously, well, it's not obvious, but she just wants you to know it's obvious to her that she's watching over you, taking care.
That's wonderful. I feel so good about all three of them.
Yeah, and they're just saying don't panic.
Okay.
Don't panic. I mean, I understand about asthma and whatever. Do you wear a scarf or a face mask when you go out?
The last time I went out was Monday. I picked up a takeout order and I did wear a mask. Usually I didn't, but I did wear it that time.
So just make sure you wear masks because it's going to make I believe that it stops germs from coming at us. So you might as well do that. Okay?
Yeah.
And
I will.
Build up your immune system, as Dr. Brownstein said, with vitamin C, because I'm not the doctor, but it seems to be helping me and working. So
okay, I'm going to get some of that.
And also to take some A and D is what I've been told. But a lot of C. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Stay well. This shall pass too.
You too.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And give Sonny a little hug from me.
I will. I let him go down because it's too uncomfortable on this chair for him to to
He's
sit with.
so cute.
Thank you. Okay,
Thank
all
you
the best.
so much.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. I have another one for you.
Sure. Pardon?
I have another one for you. 313 area code. Looks like Detroit.
That is Detroit. That used to be my area code before they changed it.
All right.
Hello? Hello?
313, you are on.
You have to turn your phone, your computer down so I can hear you. Hello?
Last chance.
Hello?
Oh, did we get
Hello?
somebody? How are you?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Did you want a reading? Or did you have a question?
Yes, please. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd like a reading, please.
Okay, so just be open about everybody living and deceased, okay?
Okay.
So I'm picking up somebody that's an R or B or R or D initial.
Okay.
Do you have somebody like this?
Yes, an R or a B, yes.
Yeah.
And
Is
you
it-
said a D also?
Yeah. Is it a male R?
Yeah.
Is it a Robert or
Yes.
Bob? Who's
Yes.
Robert?
My father?
Is he deceased?
Yes.
I think it must be him in my head. Somebody's talking in my ear.
Oh.
It's got to be your daddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's watching over you. And
Good.
yep. And then you said there's a D. Is the D a female D
No.
or male D? A male D. Is it spelled D-A or D-O?
No.
Or is there an E in that name? I don't know the name.
Yes.
Is it like a Dennis or Dean?
Yes.
What, Dennis or Dean?
Dennis.
And who is this? Your brother?
No, my boyfriend.
Oh, your boyfriend. And is he deceased, Dennis?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
So, wow. I feel like he's been trying to get in touch with you.
Oh.
Yep. I feel like, okay, so sometimes spirits will take the form of nature, like a butterfly, a bird, a deer, something like that. Have you noticed anything like this with him?
I've had a few signs, yes.
And also,
should I tell you, or?
Did you have the lights flicker on and off in your room or in your house?
Yes.
And did you say, "Oh, hi, Dennis"?
Yes.
He's saying, "Oh, hi, back."
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, did you think you saw him sitting in the chair in the living room?
Yes.
Like in your peripheral. He's
Yeah.
saying that he's saying he comes and sits in that chair still.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm glad to know that. I
know how much you miss him. He knows how much you miss him.
Oh,
But
good.
he's also saying he did not take good care of himself, huh?
For quite a while he didn't, but then after a while, later on he
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
He knows that he's saying nobody loved him as much as you did.
That's correct.
And because he's saying maybe his family wasn't that warm.
Right.
But he's saying that he really learned what love is from you. And he's showing me an S or C initial. I don't know if you're the S or C or last name,
No.
first name.
No. He does have someone that's an S in his family, yes.
Is that a female?
Yes.
Is she S with an N in it or an L?
There's an L.
Is it SH? Or
Yes.
or Is it SH?
Yes.
Is it like Shelly or Shirley or Sheila or something like that?
Sheila.
Is that his mom?
No.
Who is that?
Daughter.
His daughter. And did you have a problem communicating with Sheila?
Recently, yes.
Yeah, he's saying that Sheila's being difficult with you.
Yep, she was.
Yeah, and he's saying ignore her.
Good, I am.
Yeah, because I don't know, there's some friction there. His family was dysfunctional.
Yes.
And I just feel like I don't know, did he have an ex-wife?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that she tried to turn people against you.
Definitely.
Yeah, so you've been the victim. And you know what? He's saying nobody loved him as much as you did, and he's grateful to you. And when you go to heaven, not that you're going anywhere now, but when you go to the spirit world, he's going to be there for you because you guys are soulmates.
Well, that's good. Thank you. I used to tell him all the time, nobody loves you as much as I do.
And maybe that's why he said to me, nobody loved him as much as you do.
Yeah, I used to say that all the time. Nobody loves you as much as I do. And I would do the Kojak thing, who loves you, baby? And he'd say, you do.
Aw, so sweet. Well, he's also grateful to you because he said you took on some financial responsibilities as well.
Yes.
Yeah, you saved his sanity.
Yeah, that's good. And that's what I tried for.
And he's saying don't connect with Sheila unless she respects you and appreciates you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much for calling. Oh, wait, there's an M initial. He's showing me an M.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who that is?
My mother.
Is she M.A. or M.I.?
Yes.
M.A.?
M.A.
Is she like a Mary or Margaret?
Mary.
Yeah, Mary. And she's deceased then, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't let me hang up the phone. He's saying,
good.
You gotta tell her about her mom. You got to tell her about her mom because her mom is here and her mom loves her and I know her mom now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We're hanging out together, him and your mom.
Oh, that's good.
And I know I need to go because I've got other people to talk to, but he's also showing me, I don't know if this is him or someone else in your family or my next caller, but there's somebody in a uniform here. So
my father.
Your father. That's then he's here.
Yes.
As your daddy's here,
yes.
Sweetie.
He was the R or B that you said earlier, Robert or Bob, and he was in the Army in World War II, and he was a very proud veteran. He was an officer for 5 years.
And do you still have his medals?
Yes, I do.
He knows you have them in a box.
Yes, I have them in a display box with the flag that he was buried with at his burial. Yeah,
he's showing me the box and all his medals. Oh, your whole family wants to just talk to you all night. But I'm so sorry, I've got to go.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you for trusting me to talk to you. And stay well. And
okay.
And
you too. God bless you.
God bless you too. Wear your mask. Just take care of yourself and stay 6 feet away from people. Things over.
Okay. Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, dear. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness.
Wow, that was powerful.
Well, thank you, Kurt.
That was really touching. I was trying not to tear up over here.
Oh, thank you, Kurt. That's so kind of you.
Yeah, that was really, that was amazing. I do have another one from you from Toronto, Canada.
Oh, I love my people from Toronto. Hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
Oh my God, I'm well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are things in Toronto?
Oh, there. You know what? It's I'm trying to avoid it. I'm trying to stay in nature, do my yoga, pay attention to people like you, so I just stay balanced.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for trusting me. Did you want a reading?
I would love a reading.
Okay, so I need you to be open-minded about everybody living and deceased, okay?
Okay.
So I also see an M or E initial.
M, correct.
Is that a female?
It could be either or.
Is there a Mike?
Yes.
Michael, is he deceased?
Yes.
Okay, is that your husband or your father? Who is that?
My dad, yeah.
Your father, yeah. Mike is here.
Uncles. There's many Michaels, but I would think it's Dad. Probably.
It's your daddy. It's definitely your dad. And was he a Canadian as well?
Yes.
Okay. Why is he showing me a horse?
Oh my God. That's twice in the last 2 days that has occurred. I was scrolling and somebody I also follow, I wasn't watching, and I clicked in, and they were 56 minutes into the show, and Dad came through, and he brought through the white horse.
Wait, who brought through the white horse?
I was fascinated with horses.
Okay. Oh, did he read for you?
He did. He picked
up
up
and
on
he saw the white horse.
Yeah, and he brought the horse. It was the same thing. Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what? That makes me think that you may have a guardian angel that comes as a horse. The symbolism.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, you know what? One of my card decks would have that.
The white horse?
Very, maybe one of my Archangel Michael cards has. One of the cards has him on a horse, a white horse.
Wow.
I'm going to have to look at that. I'm going to have to look at that and see what that card says.
Yeah, I have a feeling that whoever your guardian angel is, you know, I'm not sure exactly who it is. Like some people have American Indians, some people have, you know, Asians. I mean, it depends. It depends what it is. But I feel like it's this. When you see a white horse, it's symbolic of your guardian angel. And then they're also showing me a bird coming to me. Do you know who that is?
My cousin, I think.
Your cousin. And who's deceased though, right?
Yes.
And did they not grow old?
Correct.
Yeah, that your cousin's here too, and saying that it's me. I come as the bird. Is it a cardinal or just a bird?
Oh my God, I have to share it with you. You're going to, oh my God. They're all making me tell my stories.
Okay, I want to hear your story.
On her birthday, July 29th,
okay,
my husband and I were getting ready to go out. The dog was doing his morning thing. So I couldn't see them. I went around the building to see what's holding them up. Well, there was little ground sparrow that my dog's nose was about a foot away from. And he was gently looking at this sparrow. That sparrow, and I'm not lying, and my husband's face made me realize it was really happening. That sparrow jumped up on my left shoulder and cuddled my cheek. Cuddled my cheek. I knew it was her. I knew it.
Oh, my goodness.
And seeing his face, I looked at him and I said, that's really happening, isn't it? And we didn't have a camera with us, but I saw it in his face.
So that's why the bird came to me, or your cousin came to me as a bird.
Yep, it was her birthday.
That's amazing. But you know what's amazing about you?
Wow.
What's amazing about you is that you understand the signs.
I do.
That when you feel something and somebody comes to you psychically, you feel it and you're connected to it. That's what's so great about you. So
Sure,
can you imagine?
John, are you on John's Evolve group?
Well, no, I'm friends with John. I mean, we've been on TV several times together.
Ask him to show you the September 20th show.
Okay. I'm sure I can find it online or something.
You'll get it. You'll get it when you see it. He did. They asked us to send in experiences, and I did send in a little video, and that's the show was featured on.
And you were on it. Isn't that amazing?
I was on it. Yeah, I can't deny it, man. They won't leave me alone.
Okay. Well, I will text him tomorrow and ask him and tell him about that. I just wanted to say something. Imagine being a spirit and trying to connect with someone, and this is for everybody out there, all the Char visionaries, and imagine people ignoring you, and you're trying to say, here, I'm still here, my energy's still here, I still love you, I still care about you, I'm still in your world, I'm not gone. And what's so great about you is that you acknowledge them and you give them the power to continue that, the one thing that we never lose, and that's love. Love is the bridge that connects us to the other side.
They're just invisible.
Yeah. Well, they're not. Well, some of them can know how to manifest themselves too. Some of them like.
Well, I haven't had that experience as an adult. I did as a child.
Right. And it stopped as a child. That's interesting. I think society tries to instill this out of us when really we should be embracing it and helping our kids understand it, so that everybody does have the ability to connect with the spirit world. I'm not the only one. You're not the only one. John Edwards not the only one. We all have the ability to connect with our loved ones when we allow it.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's it. You have to invite it.
Right. Well, thank you so much for calling. You're lovely. God bless you. Stay well.
Bless you and stay well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, everybody, that's it for now. I want to thank Kurt for helping me out today. I want to thank Nicole in the office for all the hard work she does for me. And I want to thank Stuart Krasnow, who is in the house with me and has been helping produce for me. And I'm very grateful to everybody. And I love all you guys out there. Stay safe. And one more thing, I forgot. Stuart keeps telling me, tell them about the animals. Tell them about the animals. So how great is it to be an animal right now? You know what? People are living just like they're animals. They're sleeping all day. They're lying around. They have our company. They're with us all the time. I mean, this is such an amazing time. And the other thing that I love is that people are taking animals out of the shelter and spending time with them and loving them and taking care of them and feeding them. And the animals are like the greatest thing on earth right now to help us get through these horrible times. So know that my heart is with you. Know that I love you. And I'll be here next Friday. I hope you will be too. Remember, intuition will take you places logic never could. Bye-bye.